Before I begin this story, I want to speak directly to everyone out there who cares about animals, especially our house animals, our dogs and our cats who bring love, loyalty, and light into our lives. I wanted to share this story with my face on camera, but every time I talk about Aurelia, I just can't hold back the tears. It's just my voice here. This video isn't about me. It's about a dog named Orel. I'll call him Aurelia here because it's easier to pronounce. In English, his name means ear. Here's a picture of Orelha. Aurelia was a sweet-hearted, gentle soul dog from Florianópolis, Brazil, whose story deserves to be heard by the entire world. This story must have visibility, not because of my emotions, not because of my pain, but because this dog needs justice, and murder is trying to delete this story as Orelha was. His story cannot be erased. His memory cannot be silenced. And even though in Brazil, so many already know what happened to him, the world must know too, because there are those who would prefer this tragedy to be forgotten. Two will use some AI pictures from now on to tell this history. So, let me begin. In a small coastal community of Brava Beach in Florianópolis, Brazil, the dog Aurelia was far more than a stray. He was deeply loved by everyone in the village. Residents and tourists would stop just to touch him, cuddle him, and shower him with affection. Because Orelha was known for being exceptionally sweet, gentle, and always eager for love and caresses. Although he lived in a small community doghouse on a street, he truly belonged to the neighborhood. People fed him, cared for him, took him to the vet when needed, and treated him as a cherished member of their daily lives. Locals described him as sweet-hearted, playful, and a symbol of joy, a simple yet deeply treasured icon of Brava Beach. For almost 10 years, Aurelia lived peacefully among the residents of Brava Beach. He became a familiar sight, gently trotting along sidewalks, sunbathing near cafes, or resting in front of local shops as if was greeting everyone who passed. The community had placed 3 dog houses for the neighborhood dogs. They were good friends of Aurelia and came good along with him. Aurelia often chose a small house closest to the beach, curling up inside while enjoying the ocean breeze and watching people go by. Aurelia adored affection and sought connection with everyone around him. According to his veterinarian, whenever someone spoke to him in a soft voice, he would lower his ears, wag his tail, and that's why he was called Ear, and slowly lie down, inviting belly rubs and cuddles, just like a dog who trusted deeply and loved it freely. He followed familiar faces on short walks, greeted children with patience, and brought joy to tourists who were surprised to find such a gentle, affectionate dog living freely in the village. Aurelia had no single owner, yet an entire community cared for him, loved him, and it felt like he belonged to them. Neighbors shared food and water, took turns escorting him to veterinary appointments, and divided the costs among themselves. He never lacked vaccinations, deworming, or medical attention. Residents said he was a symbol of harmony, a dog with no home who, through love, found a home in everyone. But unfortunately, there were people on this place who still hated Aurelia and changed our lives, and population on the Brava Beach still can't believe what happened on January 4th, 2026. For teenagers, all minors, whose their identities were not released due to the law, walked past the small doghouse where Aurelia often rested and slept peacefully at night. According to the police investigation, these teenagers were later identified as the group responsible for the violent assault. That night, they lured Orelha out of his kennel. The gentle dog approached them just as he always approached everyone, with trust, innocence, and the hope of receiving affection. But these teenagers had only one intention: to torture him. They struck Aurelia with a blunt object, possibly a stick, bottle, or similar item, causing severe trauma to his head. It breaks my heart to think about he had to go through. After brutally injuring him, they left him behind. Aurelia, confused and in agony, disappeared into the surrounding area. He did not return to his doghouse again. On January 15th, after days of searching, one of his longtime caregivers discovered him collapsed and agonizing in a wooded area near the beach. She rushed him to a veterinary clinic, but the veterinarians found irreversible injuries, a severe wound on the left side of his head, intense swelling, and extensive neurological damage. To spare him further suffering, they made the devastating decision to perform euthanasia, the only humane option left. Orelha took his last breath under compassionate medical care, surrounded by people who wished desperately that they had found him sooner. Orelha's death sparked nationwide outrage in Brazil. The hashtag #JustiPaPorOrel spread rapidly across social media as thousands demanded justice. Authorities launched a major investigation. Search and seizure operations were conducted at locations connected to the teenagers. The building's doorman recorded with a mobile all footage of the murdered teenagers, and afterwards he was threatened by one of the fathers. After this incident, the doorman was fired and father made him delete the videos. He never returned to the job again. Several adults, including relatives of the minors, have been indicted for witness coercion. Two of these teenagers come from elite high society. They're wealthy and connected to lawyers and judges, trying to protect their sons who were involved in the murders. Right now, two of them have left Brazil and are in Florida. Some of their parents own prestigious hotel chains like the Majestic Palace Hotel and Reedmar Hotel, located in Florianópolis, Brazil. Due to these horrific murders, some tours agencies have already cut ties with them. Yet, it seems like the court in Florianópolis is shielding the perpetrators. The families of those involved have even threatened anyone who helps the police in this case. This is why the story has gone viral in Brazil, and the world needs to know about it too. The Public Prosecutor's Office of Santa Catarina began monitoring the case closely. The case also uncovered another suspected crime of cruelty involving the same teenagers. This time, they attempted drowning of another community dog. The dog, named Caramello or Candy in English. He is one of the dogs who lived in one of these 3 dog houses placed outside. Gladly, he managed to escape. Sadly, Orelha didn't have the same luck. To the people of Brava Beach, Orelha was not just a dog, he was family. A peaceful presence, a symbol of kindness, community, and shared love. The neighborhood association called him a simple but beloved symbol of the community, and they were heartbroken by this tragic loss. His tragic death reignited urgent discussions in Brazil about animal protection laws, community animal safety, and the responsibility we all share to prevent cruelty. Orelha's memory now reaches far beyond the city. It's whole Brazil, and the world needs to be aware of it. Pet groups, associations for animals protection, civil community are protesting virtually for justice. We hope also companies and travel portals like Booking.com, Trivago, Expedia, and travel platforms cancel the hotels and business with the rich parents. You can help us to spreading this video, making people aware of what's happening in Brazil. Justice seems to be playing favorites for the parents. Meanwhile, the culprits are enjoying Disneyland in Florida. They should be deported. All we want is justice for Orelha. Thanks for watching and share it.